ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We got TFT versus Empire already underway. Game 1 in the books. TFT dropping it. Empire coming in a pretty impressive comeback, but they really didn't have anything stopping them, if you know what I mean.
It's like they couldn't be stunned whatsoever in any form or shape or way besides. Actually, there was one form, like the Spirit Panda form, like the stone one.
That's true. At least you had rocks you could throw.
You could throw some bricks at them, man.
Dude, look at this opener, man. My goodness.
All right, so they have Vengeful Spirits to stun now. However, they gave away both the Oracle and the Dead Prophet, and they gave these two heroes to Empire.
It's not just a great combo, folks at home. This is Empire's bread and butter. Kodos is really premier hero, and the one he's
been called Cheater. They call him Cheater because of this Death Prophet.
Yeah.
In the CIS scene, there's been this. I mean, you all read Reddit, I guess. Maybe not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
You have to read.
But Death Prophet in the hands of Kodos is something different. It's something else. He really plays this hero very well. At least has played it so far in this tournament. I think they had suffered only one loss when they played that Prophet.
It's also a excellent counter pick to the Brew, like the counter to Brew.
Yeah, the silence, man, come on. And versus the Pandas.
Yeah, even if you get the split off, you can silence the other Pandas.
And if those Pandas go on you, they still die to the Spirits. Oh, Duza. All right. We've seen this matchup, so.
You can go both ways, I think. DP is, again, if you get those towers going early, you can invade Medusa's jungle, slow her down. Otherwise, you can have trouble because eventually Medusa just crazy outscales you, and a Death Prophet's really never capable of running into a Medusa.
Yeah, because there's way too much damage later on coming from that Duza. But at the same time, it's on Death Prophet and Death Prophet's team to go and take all the map control, just shove the lanes in, take the towers, force that Duza to basically farm in very dangerous positions and then pick her off time after time. You have the Earth Spirit now, another hero that can rotate mid on that Duza, so you aren't really you aren't really stuck on this one-on-one scenario on mid. You're gonna have that Earth Spirit rolling in every now and then, kicking that Duza back towards the Death Prophet into the Siphon. So,
10 seconds remaining.
I like the combination. We saw Viper Earth Spirit used to great effect in the earlier games in this tournament. DP Earth Spirit. Another combination I love to pick for my squad when I was still playing. Limp loved playing DP with an Earth Spirit in lane. It was like the favorite combo for him and Zephyr to just continuously find kills on the enemy mid laners.
Yeah. Specifically in this game as well, you have this Duza. She does have that armor, right? But at the same time, no mobility. So if Earth Spirit gets on top of her, she's going to be in a lot of problems. Let's see what they go for next. They go with the Shaker. This should, this is that position 4 Shaker with the Brew on offlane. Oh, man, they gave them everything actually when you're thinking about the combinations.
It certainly looks good for Team Empire. You've got the makings of a great draft here though on the TFT side. You've got your win conditions. Avenge Medusa will always be able to pump out damage.
I actually love Final Tribe's draft. Like, I'm not even kidding, I love their draft. I see that there are these two great combinations on the side of Team Empire, but at the same time, they have to finalize this draft with a greedy core, and they also lack something with that vacuum, right? They have the Earth Spirit, but
this would be a great safe lane Ember game, perhaps.
You know what? Also, Darkseer is actually good versus Venge. You get that illusion, you get a lot out of it. Brewmaster is probably going to be looking at building utility items, so you're going to benefit from that as well.
Maybe you could go Jug here.
Yep. So you're thinking more pressure, more early presence. Yeah.
I think TFT's one struggle here is, though, that both their supports are rotators. And TFT likes this style. They don't really go in for the laning phase. They prefer to abuse, creep pulling, stacking, ganking. And your concern here is that an Ion Shelled Earth Spirit could pretty much 2v1 your support duo and certainly be far more active around the map.
10 seconds
Would be difficult for them to win this laning phase.
Vengeful is going to have a lot of problems
5
there.
seconds remaining.
I love Darkseer against Venge, too, because you just take the free aura damage.
Yeah, exactly.
You make the wall out of them. Same with the Brew if he ever buys a Vlad's.
Well, they need to ban out something that's active early on, I believe, as well. As you have this Duza on the Final Tribe. She needs to be combined with something that possibly does not have a long cooldown ingrained, and also something that does not need a lot of farm to actually fight and create space together with the Panda, with the Brew, and also something that stands versus the Darkseer. Well, that's a lot of... the list of requirements for this last pick of the final tribe is really long.
Indeed. Empire, though, probably just looking for that melee core for Dream Darling that can be ion shelled. You got the DP to make space along with the Darkseer. You've got the aura items covered. Got a ton of gank potential, and you know that you're going to have a pretty decent matchup. Shaker Brew, most likely the enemy off lane.
What do you think about Troll on the side of Empire? Is it banned out? It's not banned out, right?
No, I don't
It's
think
not-
you want that against a Dusa. I think you want more mobility. They ban the Ember, actually.
They go TB, all right.
I don't know if
It's-
I like that one.
It's not a bad matchup versus Duza as well.
But what about the Brew and the Shaker?
The Brew and the Shaker. All right, that's definitely true. You have the Dispel versus Illusions. You have the Shaker versus the TB to stun lock him, to just long distance initiation as well.
10 seconds.
Plus, it's not
remaining.
really a hero you can gank for. In addition, I've seen this DP
5
Terrorblade
seconds
combination
remaining.
used in the past. The downside is that your ults are both quite long if you count meta as one. And if they're both on cooldown, your whole draft is out of energy for a solid 90 seconds.
Yep, that's true.
Look at
It's-
TFT. It's
it's-
like,
It's going to be on that Darkseer to get possibly that Helm of Dominator and create a lot of space, just rotate with Earth Spirit early on to create to create stuff all the time, so that Prophet and Terrorblade, once those ultis are off, can just chill. But yeah, like this Terrorblade doesn't look like the perfect pick either to me. At the same time, Final Tribe.
what do we do here?
Yeah,
We are
there aren't
TFT.
many heroes for them. Like, I love the Ember ban from the Team Empire. That Ember would be so good for TFT. Even the side lane Ember is good. Maybe would struggle versus Earth Spirit and Darkseer, but they could figure something out, dodge that lane or something similar. Or even Duza on the side lane. How many carries are there left? Like, you have a Troll, and what are your other? You have a Sven, perhaps, or something? Nah, that's not good.
And knowing TFT, though, that could be a possibility, though it does make their draft a bit wonky. You need something that gets active, right?
1 second remaining. Let's see, Gyro. I mean,
Selected.
all right, it's a hero that can, like, be very greedy, but at the same time, you can itemize him in a way in which he's active early on. The only issue that I see with this Gyro, again, you're gonna have a Gyro Venge lane versus Earth Spirit plus Darkseer. Like, you can struggle super hard there. And if that Gyro, who's supposed to be your mid-game win condition, like, not full game win condition, that still does that. You're looking at her to carry you. But through the mid game, who's gonna like create space for that Duza and actually be active across the map? It should be that Gyro. And if he struggles way too hard in the laning stage, they're gonna have no game, and they're gonna just let Empire do whatever they want to after like 13 minutes of the game.
Yeah, but I feel like the game's going to be a bit of an arm wrestling match where it's going to come down to which team really kind of gets momentum going. And that might be enough to just slam their enemy's metaphorical hand to the table. Because if you think about the drafts, like Gyro and DP, these heroes want to run in, cast the damage, and like get in the meat of a team fight. One of them's going to lose, and the other's team's going to then be, or the losing team rather, be chased and hunted.
I think it's very important in this game how they set up their lanes. Like, coming to that point, is Gyro gonna struggle or not? Terrorblade, like, you can destroy his lane, it doesn't matter. Creates a couple of illusions, gets level 2, 3, goes to the jungle, farms. He's just as strong later on. That Prophet is gonna create space for him. But on TFT, you know, perhaps try lane with that Gyro. Perhaps make something happen so that he doesn't struggle. It's very important for them, I think.
I can see it. I certainly like the draft more for TFT in this game. They got the win conditions on lock.
They have stuns.
Good team fight too, so it could go either way. I'm also really just not a fan of the Terrorblade. Like, now it feels like on the other side you've got more passivity on Empire, whereas TFT, they're a team that plays very fast. Empire as well, and will be a benefit. You know, if this is a free Dream Terrorblade game, to be, but you know, think about it. It's like there's a Shaker and a Brew in this off lane, right? And instead of picking something that would assist his Oracle in lane dominating, it's just It's a core that really kind of just does nothing in farms, and Brew should have a great time here. And GG.BET is certainly excellent on the hero. One of the top-ranked players in the European region.
And if he gets like an early Radiance too, like just utility items first, obviously, then scales well.
30 seconds
Like he
to
can
go.
do a lot. I wonder, let's see, they're all positioned around that top lane right now, but there is Vengeful and Gyro running bottom. However, the Shaker is going to stay with the Panda for now. I mean, I guess I understand this because TFT, what do they actually do? If you send this Shaker on the bottom lane, you still don't do anything to Darkseer and Earth Spirit, so
It's true.
you have to dual lane it pretty much, unless they start completely rolling out of control.
Battle begins.
Oh, Venge. If they channel here on top of Earth Spirit, maybe they could have done a bit of damage if he'd landed the roll stun. But
But
alas.
certainly.
They're
I
gonna-
guess they're gonna do this instead. Like yesterday, we saw a similar situation in which Earth Spirit fought, lost way too much HP, and then they couldn't do exactly this, and that's creep skip. I mean, just to kill this first wave. Oh, look, all three of them. Chingar, what are you doing, sir? They're perfectly capable of doing that on their own. You did not need to come and share the experience. I'm sorry, but I don't like it too much, but they're diving super hard, so maybe...
It's the play. They lose the courier, however. Where did that die? Looks like it was just a mishap middle.
Uh-huh. I think so, too. I think it's just a right click from the Duza.
Got a TP that came in from the Shaker. A bunch of weird shenanigans so far in the game.
Yeah, this is a very interesting lane to watch at the moment. They're dancing around this tier 1 and the creep waves. Madden this time around, however, is left alone. Earth Spirit could connect with that roll. Oh, the odds for Empire are heavily in favor on GG.BET.
I don't blame them. Based on play alone, it does seem like Empire is the better team, but
Say you?
you never know.
He's taking a lot of damage. If he gets blocked here... Oh,
He will survive narrowly. Mid lane, Chessie already out to a decent lead. Probably boosted, in fact, by that courier kill he picked up just a bit ago.
it's going to make his game so much easier, actually, versus Kodos.
And top lane, relatively even though GG.BET is in a 1-on-2 scenario. Certainly think the opening to this laning phase will benefit TFT, as both of their cores are assuredly going to have a good time. It's going to be important that the Earth Spirit gets active early, specifically on this mid lane.
You're going to need to help that Prophet, but first and foremost, I think you want to be winning the lane versus the Gyro and helping the Darkseer, right? And then perhaps rotate across the map. Right now, I think you're doing well just by forcing the three of them to stay bottom, which means GG.BET is left alone top. He's still doing all right, 14 eyes on him. It's not really bad whatsoever, considering he's just playing alone.
And Invis on the Earth Spirits will be able to get some nice experience. Frost level 3. One downside to the lane cutting mechanics that Empire's been abusing is that Earth Spirit's level progression is slowed significantly, and Frost is able to just free farm under tower, getting all that nice solo XP, which means he's now got 2 points Q and something in Rocket, which means both heroes in this bottom lane on the side of Empire will be in danger. They get a little frisky.
They have 2 stuns, and the Shaker rotating around can be dangerous. Can't be way too aggressive on the bottom lane. After all, it's Gyro. Gyro used to be such a strong laner. After Rocket Barrage has been nerfed a couple of times, he's not as strong, but it's still Gyro.
And GG.BET doing a nice job again. Like, if you look at the CS, 9-5 versus 11-6, you're happy with that if you're a Panda in a 1-on-2 scenario. And this is, again, that downside with the Terrorblade pick. If nice jug ban as well by TFT, because if that's not the case, it's going to be a completely different tale in this top lane.
This bottom lane as well, like I expected. Well, they're still level 2. So I think that's the biggest issue. They need level 3, and after that they can... Level 3 on the Darkseer, most importantly. And after that, perhaps they can start pressuring this Gyro. But the question is, like, how much is Gyro going to get before that happens? Is a few raid bans on him, Rocket Barrage, maxed out Magic Missile next to it. Like, that's a lot of damage to dive into.
Yep. I think it's very important against the Darkseer to have a core that can assist in finding those kills. They have so many disables bottom as well. Mid lane, Sayud trying to get active here on Chessie, but that's just not going to work out.
It's very interesting that they try to do that without rolling in first. I mean, at first I thought he wasn't even going to try, but then I saw that Oracle is there as well, and then it makes no sense to waste both of their time for something that you aren't even going to do. So he did block the camp at least, but that's it. There we go. Another missile on Madden, and that should be it. That's the first blood.
Okay, Sia giving it up to Frost's Gyro as well. Very important to try and give your core that
He has
last
a bottle actually in the quick buy. Look at that.
I like that decision here. Medusa isn't going to buy one, and it's perfectly timed if he's able to get to the shop in time to get the bounty rune as well. Probably going to be playing more active in a game like this too, and nice sustain to have against the Darkseer Ion Shell pressure.
You have to be careful. Shaker is around, so
that
roll is not going to happen.
And he's just dead.
Yeah. Madden has to be very...
Look at the damage output, man. These Qs from Frost are just so powerful. He's going to buy the
sticks and the bottle. Yeah.
Oh, no, but Hanskin, you took my runes, he says. Why would you do such a thing to your ally?
Overall, this bottom lane for TFT is going well, and that's definitely what they needed.
Oh, Chessie just stands still, tanks that snake to the face. And he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Sure.
Hanskin, though, nice block off, will save his ally.
And Oracle again ported in to try and assist them, but was a little bit too late, which basically leaves the Panda solo top lane versus that Terrorblade. Overall, these rotations from Empire supports aren't really well coordinated. Partly they're not well coordinated, partly they're under-leveled and desperate to make some moves on these lanes, as they expected these lanes to go much better for them, for sure. I have to say, like, I take that back. They coordinate well. They pincer the same hero at the same time, like, and check runes and block camps. But I guess they're just under-leveled and unable to do anything for now.
Zibe almost level 6, halfway there. So he may go down here. The roll-in will hit. Meta popped as well by Dream, and he will collect the last hit gold as well.
It's good as the catapult is there too, but he's going to be up by that time. He's going to start defending. However, I wonder if they're going to actually try and go for this tower. As you can see, that Prophet's rotating in. So if they can kill that Panda one more time and take his tower, that would be golden. That would be so good for them. Let's see. He did port in. He's unaware that that Prophet is around, I believe.
Oh, this is huge. An Arcane Rune as well. They get the Q off from the Oracle, and Zibe actually just teleports right into his own demise.
And now
excellent rotate from Kodos.
Just, yeah, very well played.
This is what we've come to expect on his DP, though. All of his rotations and his ult usages seem perfect. This one is exceptionally so.
They're going to get the tower. Arcane Rune has been used as well, so the ultimate isn't going to be on the longest of the cooldowns either. And the Terrorblade with the meta also helped out. So all their spells have been used in the perfect way, I believe. They're going to push and give that Panda level 6, though. So there's that, but just a small silver lining for TFT.
Strange, though. You see that rocket that just came out from Frost and then the ping onto the high ground. There's no way he would have been able to cast that if it weren't for a ward that has certainly been placed there. And it's new, so that's just a free sentry ward.
Yep.
That the Dire side will be able to, and I believe he might have even bought it for himself. I would have.
Well, overall, that Darkseer is struggling hard. Like, look at his net worth, even lower than Panda. It's not something that we expect usually, and that same Darkseer is just gonna fall again. So Madden, that last game, he was the stun king. He was so good with that Sand King, but this game, however, he's just being stunned and he's dying on that lane. That's it.
It's a much harder game, to be fair.
And the Earth Spirit has been rotating across the map, right, leaving him alone.
Still pretty even, though. Could go both ways.
I think perhaps maybe he should have creep skipped a bit more, right? There isn't really a whole lot the Shaker and Venge can do about it. They have stuns, but no real damage to super threaten him. It
would be nice, like, it's fine even to die, but there's a big difference between dying behind your own tier 2 and by the enemies. And look at that kickback. Once again, Kodos, man. He's going to juke the first, not the second Gyro ultimate, trying to get in there and finish the kill, and indeed he does.
Kodos clicked on his ult, stopped it, thought about using it here, but perhaps they want to push into the tower first and then. Gyro might be up by then, though. 15 seconds away. This push might be defended by TFT.
Playing into a Brewmaster as well. That is a tough ask, especially with Split prepared.
Yeah, I think they're going to back out. 1 minute away from the bounty runes, too. Perhaps just save your spells for a better fight.
2 rotations by Kodos, 2 kills on cores and 1 tower. Not a bad move when you consider the kid's only 17. We're 9 minutes, 20 seconds into the game. It's starting to make me feel old, by the way, because I'm like 10 years older now than certain players.
Can we not talk about
Yeah.
Let's not go there.
Smoked cross map. Love this move. Moving towards top. They know Gyro must have teleported there because they killed him. Or perhaps Chessie.
Perhaps an even
Active
better
shrine
kill,
under the ward.
No ult on him. Right? Yeah. No
Gonna walk right into
skill
him.
either.
DP ult perfectly set up. And yep, no ult as you said. Right to mid tower.
And the bounty rune on top. One that Gyro left behind. And they get... Do they get the one? They don't. So 3 runes going the way of TFT, I believe. 1 for Empire.
And they're all going to beeline towards this mid lane. Rocket goes off onto Kodos. He might want to stay here and finish this tower, but there's a lot of heroes closing. Hanskin will land the Fisher. A lot of spells being thrown out here, but do you really want to fight into the DP is the question. Is it coming up with split prepared?
They did defend this tower, however, so they rotated everyone in.
But they did that with 5 heroes. When you look, TB, hard farming jungle, Darkseer, finally with some space, able to backlane bot, and they did take out the Medusa.
Yeah, 4 heroes considering Duza was just dead, right? So yeah, they did defend it with their with her being dead, I guess, as that took some time. That Prophet's ult.
Empire really has impressed me thus far. Like, they're way more cerebral in the way they play these games than you would traditionally expect from teams in this region, especially without like a storied captain ahead of them. You know, if you watch like a Puppy or a Zhao 8 team play, you can kind of...
It has kind of shifted though. Well, like CIS, when I started playing in it, it used to be this bloodbath scene, right? Just fight. 24/7, just every single second of the game, there's some brawl somewhere. They have moved away from it, and you can see from this qualifier as well. Like, strategy-wise, yeah, it might not be great in every single aspect, in every single game, but it's much better than before.
A smoke move coming out. Meta up in 10 seconds. Drums as well. Like Dream's build here, going for more of an active style. They're trying to get these towers down early. They don't want to go into the mega late game against the Gyro Dusa combo. TB would just never have any illusions to play with. Looks like they'll collect mid. They saw the Dusa on that ward on Ancient. Such a great play, and looks like they may be able to find Chessie once again. The roll-in comes through, the stun lands, the silence in time as well. Ult not skilled, but even if it were...
Disappears, man. Like, the amount of damage that they dish out. It's just way too fast, and also this drum build on Dream allows him to join these fights much earlier too. 2 raid bands drums. He hits hard already.
Yeah, and just, again, feels like TFT not able to make moves. They're always the reactive squad. And unfortunately, that plays right into Empire's hands, who have routinely transitioned one of their big cores, big ultimates, into a kill and a tower.
Like, I think what they need to do is sack the time they usually use farming. Oh, the ult is there
Brew
though.
ult, or Oracle ult rather, to try and cancel out the damage from that Brew split. But will it be enough? Sayu doing what he can to slow down the Shaker. Full HP now on Dream. He does have his ultimate available. Chessie pops his. Is this really the player? Another arcane rune on the ultimate, and the split. The dunk comes off. Will not be able to get the Sunder off. King R not there in time, unfortunately. Did buy back, but it doesn't matter. Look at the damage of Kodos. That arcane rune, man. Oh my God, he's just gonna go right in on Frost. Is this really the play you want to make? No, it's not.
Okay, Sia, what are you doing, guys?
What? That's a team wipe. And there you have it, folks. The strength of the Empire lineup. You don't need items. You don't need gold. You've got a Death Prophet, and you've got Darkseer, Ion shelling his Earth Spirit. They did so much damage in that engagement. Kodos effectively 1v5ing the entire enemy side. And Lizard's face right now, if his jaw dropped any lower, he'd be sitting on the floor.
One after another, they just ran into that Prophet. And I could see that Terrorblade stood there maybe a little bit too long. Maybe he could have ran instead, but he baited them into a very good fight for Empire. Also, Frost, he's just not dishing the necessary amount of damage to justify running into the Dead Prophet the way he did. He just dies to the Iron Shell, to the Spirits instantly. And Hanskin now.
I know he's in the area. They're pinging out exactly where he is.
But they're not gonna, sadly, they're not gonna check it, and Panda goes there with the Quelling Blade to the rescue.
And it's exactly what you said too, Lizard. He went for the HOD. I love really just the Empire, again, their itemization is just so on point all the time. They've gotten every single cheap little build-up item on their cores you could ask for, and it meshes with the squad. You got drums on the TB, HOD Darkseer, Yule's DP. They're so much more powerful than their counterparts on the Radiant just because, again, like the draft as well, but man,
it's the way they play.
Better.
Yeah, they're just playing better. I have to really emphasize that because, in my opinion, what TFT had to do after falling to a couple of those smokes is make connection yourself. Like, stop porting to the lanes to farm, and stop falling to these smoke ganks. At least try to do something on your own. Like, you went for phases drums. You have Panda split. There's no reason for everyone to just keep on playing this reactive game, right? Yeah, your supports might not be as strong, but you still have the Panda ult, you have the Gyro ult, you can make stuff happen. If you don't, you're always going to be on the reactive side. You're always going to be suffering that first kill and then trying to come back somehow.
And it just feels weird when you think about playmaking, right? TFT, the only hero that can really do that in this game is the Gyro, as we've been saying.
Yeah.
But Frost, that's just not his playstyle. He's this... You know, the old school, what was this, like the ZSMJ, right? He wants to just farm.
Coming back to the point that we stated earlier, it's what these tier 1 teams have the luxury. They have the luxury to pick the players that instantly fit the heroes that they're going to pick for them, right?
Yep. Oh my god, are they going to be set up to just go tier 3 here? Empire, they're thinking about it. TB in a bit of trouble middle. They see Zibe and they're going to TP for him. Runes are spawning in a second. Look how much map control they have. They're sweeping across the map.
That's roll.
And
they got him.
I don't think it's going to be a... Yeah, exactly. The blink in silence, however, it will not catch Zippe, but it doesn't matter. He dies anyway.
Oh, they're both dead. Okay, see ya.
Okay, see ya.
Okay, see ya, bro. All right.
And
into
what now?
the pit, I guess.
Yeah.
They're too far from any other objective. Perhaps tier 2, but it's not nearly as important as Roche. Are they even going to pop the... Oh, yeah, they're going to pop the ult.
Yeah, it's not going to get off in time otherwise. And look at that. Again, Kodos, it's 60 minutes. That blink in. How do you play Brewmaster anymore? How do you play Shaker when you're being out-initiated by the Death Prophet? Frost doing what he can. He's going to try and pop the ultimate in a sec. You can see from our sideline view, huddled on the corner, trying his best, but DP's going to be healed up. They get them all. They get everything, and now Chessie just walks in with his ult active.
Okay,
they're going to get the Oracle, sure, but now what? Brew split pop too, but wait, what? I mean,
all right.
TP's still in the pit. He's got Aegis. Going to get surged away, and Zibby just in time with the Cyclone, as you said. Kodo's thinking about coming in with the silence in just a second. They're going to get once. Sayu will be looking to reinitiate. The Bruce split's fading. You got to be careful here. Nice heals onto the Shaker to prevent anything that could go down. A big dunk, however. Will he be able to get the Thunder off? Hell no, he will not. There is no Oracle available for the save. A nice swap aggressively to try and get that extra bonus kill onto Madden, but will it be enough? Sia's taking a ton of damage. Kodo spamming spells from the back end, but he just doesn't have the spells up. The downside of the DP Terrorblade, we said it from the draft, when your big ultimates are down on your 1 and your 2, you just don't have damage output anymore.
I guess Terrorblade didn't have a port or something because he was stuck in that pit for way too long. Maybe he was trying to be cheeky and see if they're going to commit way too hard, and he runs out of the pit from the back lines and hits them. Maybe that was his plan. Whatever the plan was, it didn't really work out for them. Frost, however,
this is
there's
not looking so good. Is he going to go down here? One more attack, indeed, and now Sia's dead too. Frost just that
1 step forward, 2 steps back. It seems for TFT. That's the name of the game, and again they just lose their carry for no reason.
And it doesn't help when Chessie TP's out in the middle of the wave and then shows himself top. It's super simple for Empire to just say, "Hey guys, this Gyro's certainly alone, and we're a Death Prophet and an Earth Spirit. Let's go take this free kill."
Death Prophet with the blink as well, so he's always going to be able to catch up, and that Earth Spirit too, just high mobility heroes. You have the Surge as well if necessary. Overall, it's one of those rookie mistakes, right? You can't really... 707.
Yeah. 14 out of 15 kills, though. Like, he's single-handedly keeping his team not just in the game, but in the lead. And Kodos TP, man. Other teams have figured it out. You ban this first 3 exclusively because they will take it in their opener without a doubt. And they haven't really had much from King R's Oracle yet in the way of saving his allies.
Yeah, the Oracle so far hasn't really been positioned that
look
well.
Look at this. The Surge in Purge creep and a DD on the Terrorblade.
The Surge and Purge.
Trying to scout it out. No runes up in a minute, but just look at the map control that Empire have. It feels like TFT just can't do anything, and this is the strength of the Death Prophet against the Dusa. If you can get ahead, it's so easy to just stifle the map and consistently pop ult off cooldown and take further more towers. Rocket popped on the Terrorblade, but that'll be killed easily. Thinking about taking this fight. Do believe Hanskin has the blink there on the side. Gotta watch out for the big echo slams. Soon, Mech on
that's
Courier.
something that can change the game a little bit, right? The blink on the Shaker. Instantly it becomes a little bit scarier to just run into them. And they smoke up. So perhaps that's the thing they were waiting for, but I mean, that's very hard to justify. You have to play the game before your Shaker gets the blink. Right?
And the smoke's on. No real initiation, unfortunately. Save that Shaker blink, and look at this. Empire positioned flawlessly. They've got a ward as well. They see 5. The split will be popped. They should be able to take out 1. Oracle in some trouble as well, but he is running just past the active shrine. However, I think
Sayu?
Empire just getting right out of dodge. Sayu? No way. No way.
Swap.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, see ya.
Sadly for him, he rolls straight into the gyro that has vision on him. Then OKC can just swap him out. Overall,
I
that's
think
a
the
smoke.
call, though. You saw as soon as Empire recognized that, we're thinking maybe they'll take that fight, but no. They cut their losses. They lose only 1 instead of taking a fight that could potentially not be the one they're looking for. And mid-tower pressure already. Terrorblade TPing bottom immediately.
What's really important to state is that the fact they had ultis. They could have fought there if they wanted to. They would fight around their shrine, and they would have meta, they would have that Prophet ult. But the thing about these big ultimates is you don't want to use them on your side of the map.
Yes,
you
very
want to
good point.
use them on their side of the map. You want to be using them at least to take one objective or to take a team fight, and then after that you can even push without the big ultis, right?
Oh,
if they're
Frost might get punished here.
You go?
Nope, they're going to let him go because they see Chessie. And look at the mass TP. Chessie pops his ultimate, but is that going to be enough is the question. Modden's on the way. He's going to surge somebody forwards. And
Kodos?
get that TP. Yeah, of course Kodos is there, waiting craftily to blink in. Chessie once again will go down. Man, it just, once again, these TPs from the final tribe, they're just focused a bit too much on the efficiency and consistently losing a core on the tail end of what should have been a successful engagement.
Yeah.
BKB soon to be complete on Dream Darling. They're looking like they might be geared up properly to just
Very
end the game
soon,
on the next Roche fight.
Very soon. You're going to have the Greaves as well on the Darkseer. You're going to have the BKB on the TB.
And Frost just not really finding a place in this game. He does have the drums closing in on the BKB, but man, just the net worth, you know, he was dominating that lane against the Darkseer, yet his net worth just barely above.
Yeah, because he itemized to fight, right? But he wasn't fighting. That's my biggest issue when it comes to the strategical approach to the game from Frost and from his teammates. It's not only his fault, obviously. I believe they should have fought a bit more often early on. They just accepted the beating, right? They accepted every single smoke that happened from that happened in the early game happened from Empire. They would smoke up, get a kill, transition into a tier 1 or something, and then chill after their ultis are gone.
Now there's the BKB. All of a sudden, how do you kill Terrorblade anymore? They've had some mild success thus far, but when you combine that with an Oracle, I mean, the idea that you could 100-0 this huge damage-dealing force in the dire lineup of Empire seems nigh impossible. 23 minutes approaching rapidly, and
you're gonna need some sick Echo Slam, but it's gonna be very difficult to catch both the Terrorblade and the Oracle, if not impossible. It's not gonna happen.
Every minute that creeps by feels like Empire's advantage as well moves upwards. Now 6K. Just don't feel very pressured. They're gonna smoke here. Look to make moves. I love this maneuver because they've got a Terrorblade Illusion shoving bottom, a Darkseer creep and some Ion Shells pushing mid, and now they once again do this patented dire sweep mechanic where they clear directly towards their own side of the map, utilizing the enemy's territory. Sayu, unfortunately, I believe, just popped himself on the tower. You got to be careful running through those trees. That doesn't work anymore. We have a counter smoke from Empire, but
yeah, they're doing
they
pretty
know
much
this
the
is
same
up.
thing. Yeah, it's a little bit better when you're doing this as Radiant. However, as you can take this dire jungle, prepare for Roche. But it looks like
well, they re-smoked, but they missed the Earth Spirit, or rather the Terrorblade, who will actually just walk through. They've got vision. This could be dangerous as they move straight up the high ground. That's an active shrine, though, and TFT What are they going to do here? Pre-casting the ultimate on the Deuce. Is that the play? BKB on Gyro. They've just kited everything. The split popped, and they're going to all in for the Oracle, but that's all abilities utilized, and he immediately buys back. Chessie now no ultimate, isolated in the middle of the fight. Terrorblade pops the BKB just before the Fisher lands, continues to chase forward. Kodos now surged up. Yules on one, Terrorblade getting into position to deal some heavy damage, trying to take down the Gyrocopter as Kodos continues to pursue on the bottom side. Will they be able to take Frost out is the question. A very split up engagement. Kodos does find one. The Rocket.
Frost?
Yeah,
First,
he's gone.
He's gone. At the same time, Duza did survive and Panda did survive, I believe. So you have these two heroes getting away, or maybe it's only going to be one hero that got away.
Dude, they're just playing this game so much faster, it feels. Consistently seconds ahead. Modern going to surge forward, just stay on top of Zibe. No Blink Dagger. Kodos moving so quickly as well. The kick, no, not quite. A Zabi
Kodos
cross.
is there, though.
That's a Yules. There's a swap on the back end, but nope.
He's not going to try because he's seen this scenario before. He swaps, they both die pretty much. Chessie at least going to use that time to buy Skadi to take these two bounty runes on the bottom lane. But they're playing so fast because they are really fast as a team. They're heroes. Okay, this is probably something that shouldn't be happening way too often, but you're a position 5. You want to go out, you want to ward, you want to block, you want to devour that cliff. Maybe not the perfect timing to do that, however.
It's just such a difficult game. You've got these cores that want to be able to farm safely in their own side, but Empire, it feels like, wish we had a heat map to show where they've been playing from
Everywhere.
5-10 minutes onward, because
they've been everywhere, and honestly, they can be. Look at the mobility from them. You have the Yules Blink on that Prophet, a hero that's really fast on her own. She's even faster now. Then you have the Earth Spirit.
Whoa,
you have the Surges.
TPing in. They know that there's no Earth Spirit available, no meta as well. Okay, see, maybe looking to swap in here. Empire very split. Will they be able to get the Terrorblade? No, they won't. But King R, once again, looks like he may be the sacrificial lamb. He goes down, but
Has no buyback, so they have to be careful. They don't necessarily have to take a fight without the Oracle. It's such a great addition to their lineup.
just look at the waves, though. That's the concern. Luckily, Roche is active, and they know for a fact there will be no Oracle for 60 seconds. You've got to make this move if you're TFT.
This is
Get
a great
in there and
opportunity
force
for
a
them.
fight.
This is a great opportunity for them. However, I'm not certain Empire is just going to let this one go. That's Aegis Cheese. They have BKB Reaver on Dream.
He's just Frost just walking in. Kodos gets the silence off, pops the ultimate as well. Wall inside the pit. Dusa in a lot of trouble. They're not getting the BKB off on the Terrorblade. He's going to get dunked. Will he get the Sunder off? Yes, BKB. He's going to probably turn around and Sunder. No, does it onto the friendly Earth Spirit. The Bruce split is still fresh, but Chessie's so low. Kodos doing so much work. He may actually be able to finish him off all by himself. A nice block from Hanskin, though, to ensure that Frost will survive for the time being. A swap to save Chessie from OKC. Very deep, but here's Dream surged up. He's ready to rock and roll. No drum charges left, but will it matter is the question. Fisher up in just a couple of seconds, but they continue to go. Man, Kodos is everywhere with this Blink Dagger. The Rocket could potentially stop him in time. One more touch. Yes, he finds the kill. Zibe as well, taken out by Mod with the assistance of the Earth Spirit. The Tier 2 will go down once that glyph fades. Man, Roche still an opportunity, and that was a 4-on-5 fight.
Yep, that's... They just didn't manage to kill that. Yeah, they didn't kill the Terrorblade before he popped that BKB. And that's it. That's pretty much all they had to do, and that fight would have been much, much more simple for them. Easier. And that was without Oracle. Oh, the buyback from Gyro. Do they actually want to fight this? I mean, there's no that Prophet ult. There's no TB ult.
Nobody does, but they're the ones in the pit, and they've got it killed. Thanks, Venge. He's going to actually assist them in taking that down. Gyro's going to pop the ultimate. No BKB on any of these heroes. He's going to come in himself. Frost looking to try and take out Kodos, Chessie in the pit, but the Glimmer Cape from King R will save Mod. No sentries.
Terrorblade, however, he's just still around fighting them.
Okay. Looks like he was trying to aggro Sunder there, but is this really a fight you're trying to take? He's going to respawn.
There's no BKB.
He's in a lot of trouble here. Chessie's going to pop the ultimate and stand in front of Dream. Yes, he will actually get the stone form off on him. The Sunder, though, unfortunately, Chessie now isolated within the pit at the sliver of HP. The wall outside, and Empire just running circles around TFT in this engagement.
King R just spamming Chessie there, and he gets him.
Frost as well. Hanskin blinked in. He'll actually take out King R, man. TFT not fans of the Oracle whatsoever. Zibe in some trouble, continuing to chase down Darkseer, but is this really the play you want to make when you consider that you're really just giving up your life for a maybe? And all for naught.
And he
3
dies.
cores, all dead. 13K on the side. That was a dieback on
That's
Frost.
a dieback on Gyro,
That's
indeed.
it, folks. You
Yeah.
weren't even playing into the ultimates of the Empire lineup. They're going to get those up and immediately, as we can see, run directly towards your base now.
They just got so outplayed, and also that glyph that was used recently to protect this tier 2, they don't have it any longer. So your high ground isn't going to be glyphed. You're going to have meta in 4 seconds.
Earth Spirit, help me out, bro. I can't do it.
There we go. A swap to tank him, I guess. Okay, there's cheese on Kodos. That Prophet ult is going to be up soon. He's going to have the Shivas.
This is the play, though, because if you look at the timer, 20 seconds before these bounty runes spawn, you're 200 gold from a Shivas, or sorry, an Octarine on Kodos.
Octarine, yeah.
Yep.
He's going to finish that.
Like, that's such a big item in a game like this.
I just love that they move back, actually.
Yeah.
They don't rush it. There's no reason to. They're all going to be up anyway, so...
They get what they can, though, right? They push top lane, they get the tier 2, they push mid wave, they control the map so that they're safely able to spread, grab all the runes, even getting bottom going just a little bit. Now you reconnect, recollect whatever items you need, and just look to go battle. You got a wolf creep as well, my favorite. It's so cool to see every single time I see Empire play, no matter what. If they've got a method of utilizing creeps, when it comes to the late game, they've got it right-clicked on their core, a friendly Balto, just what you need. And here we go. King R once again seems to be the target. Okay, Sia thinking about going in here. The DPL pops and immediately Kodos just onto the back line. He is unstoppable. Chessie pops the Deuce ulti just a bit early. Once again, Sayu glimmers himself. He'll survive. Kodos on the run. He's got the cheese, however. He's going to continue to run. Will it be enough is the question.
He needs help.
Going to Yulse himself up in the air. Still has cheese, remember. Watch for the counter initiation. Remember, no ultimate on Chessie. And here comes the Terrorblade. Thrown up in the air, though. They did get the real one, but look at the damage. The illusions. The BKB, he's just dead. He is just dead. And Kodos, he'll blink forwards. Frost with the little Olay onto the Earth Spirit, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. The Surge Dream Darling, the Oracle save onto Sayu. And look, the Sunder. He said, thanks for the health earlier, babe. Now I've got you covered. And that's GG.
Yeah, they're just going to call it. I mean, that Gyro just died twice in a row. They didn't even force the cheese away from the... Yeah, nice echo. They didn't even force the cheese away from the Dead Prophet, and they just basically threw everything into her at that point. Also, Ball wasn't used that last fight. Darkseer, he just didn't have mana to use his spells.
12, 0, and 17, though, on the Death Prophet. I'm glad we hyped it for good reason. That is a hero.
You give this guy a Death Prophet, he's going to carry you on his own. Every single rotation made so much sense. Going from that first one.
Yep.
Like, everything, it looked like scripted, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, that's how well they played. At the same time, however, I have to say, TFT, they could have done a little bit better with what they've got. With the cards that they've been dealt, that draft wasn't as bad as the first one. I think this draft could have worked, but they never really played their hand. They just waited. They just waited until the game rolled out of control. I have a feeling that that someone called, let's wait, Shaker Dagger or something, because once he got the dagger, that's when they started playing. They didn't need that.
No.
If that Prophet uses ulti on the Duza, and they use the Terrorblade as well, his meta, right? Why aren't you smoking instantly after and going after them?
Yep.
They don't have two biggest ultis. Like, cooldowns are huge. You have such a big time window to take control of the map, to rush in, to do something. But instead...
I like to stress having a form of initiation that isn't Blink Dagger required, but maybe it should be edited to just playmaking. And you've got that. You have a Gyro. He has Phase Boots drums.
Yeah.
It just need to play a more active game. Death Prophet's weakness is that if she's actually being initiated on, if you're punishing her rotations with more heroes just once or twice, you're not going to snowball a game like that. It's very much a hero that's predicated on staying that item ahead. As we now move to check out our playoff bracket. It's set in stone, folks. Single elimination from here on out as these teams vie for a shot at playing at that Birmingham ESL coming up later in, I believe, late May, early June. Alliance versus Empire on the top side of the bracket. Gambit versus Old But Gold on the bottom.
We're going to have 3 CIS teams, not 2 sweet teams, 2 CIS, sadly. We're not going to have that.
If only.
Yeah. But overall, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, who do you like so far?
I'm thinking that Empire is improving game after game. But also GG.BET showed like incredible strength and alliance. I've even forgotten about their games they played a long time ago, and they had an easy time in their games too. So
Yep, they look good, but I feel like this patch specifically just comes down to drafting. Like that TFT we just saw was not the same one we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
It felt like they had a hand tie behind their back, certainly in the first game with the game.
they didn't have their captain though.
That's a good point.
They didn't have the captain. Era wasn't there, and I think that hurt them a lot.
Yeah,
like,
same with Navi earlier in the tournament. Of course, they were eliminated ages ago.
They
yesterday.
didn't have Suneko, and similar thing happened to them. I believe like these teams, they have to play. You can't just pick comfort heroes to your cores, right? Your position 1s and 2s, they have to complement each other. Every single team that broke out from the tier 2 or tier 2 scene, tier 3 or tier 2 scene, right, into qualifying for these majors, minors, whatever, they decided to give one guy like some playmaker always, the other guy a hero that's greedy, that scales. You have to do that. If you don't, every single team does it. If you don't, it's very hard to execute a draft. I think simplicity and execution is the way to go for everyone. And if you draft something without any stuns, like TFT did in game 1, it's going to be very hard.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent point to close on, my friend. That's going to wrap it up for day 4 here at the GG.BET Birmingham Invitational. We'll see you tomorrow for 2 more elimination BO3s, same time. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay happy, and have a good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.